Welcome. And joining me is Prasanjit. How are you, Prasanjit? How are you doing?
I'm fine, Nis. I'm excited to join you again this week, and hopefully we'll get a very good idea about how SAP World can connect to the rest of the Azure cloud.
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to talking to you today about Extend and Innovate. And, it's really about, we spoke about migration in the first episode, our very first episode. So now that we have the workloads sitting in Azure, what then? Many customers are asking the question, what about making sure that my workloads are well taken care of in terms of security, things such as innovation, modernization. So these are the key topics that we want to talk about in this session. So let me share something here that I have prepared. So, Prasanjit, I mean, from your perspective, right, you may have noticed that most of these modern vehicles, the modern brands nowadays, they are innovating, right? So they're actually now taking vehicle manufacturing, vehicle innovation to the next level. So you get all these new features that's built in, things such as PDC, things such as touch sensors, touch sensors. I mean, that sounds really cool, right? When you're a little bit tired, the vehicle notifies you that you need to take a rest. You have GPS up to state-of-the-art GPS that's built into the vehicles, and a whole lot of other stuff. And for me, I'm seeing this trend in vehicles, especially the newer ones, where they want to make life more simple for the driver. So there's a lot of simplicity built in this. What is your take around this when we talk about the innovation in vehicles?
No, I really fascinated about the latest technology usage in the car because it gives you so much additional value with the monitoring, with the different sensors that make you comfortable that you would be safe and secure. So of course, I mean, in the vehicle, once you are driving, it's definitely the wheel is the most important thing. But the subsidiary part, which makes you more alerted that if you get sleep in a moment, you immediately will get an alert that, yeah, you should take a rest. This is amazing. And then you can also see that when the rain comes, automatically your wipers started cleaning your screen. So this is so beautiful. Even for the blind spot, it automatically detects that if there is any vehicle that passing or close by while you are changing the lane. So technology has swept us away. It's so improved and so matured, and it's going more and more, adding additional capabilities that really fantastic. And with the usage of this innovation, the latest technical innovation, so-called, are tremendous value addition to the existing so-called the vehicle.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I believe we're living in amazing times right now, and these innovations are just mind-blowing, if I may say so. I think in a similar fashion, you and I will tend to agree that most of the conversations we are having right now with many customers is really about, tell me what you can offer to make life a bit more simpler for me once I move my SAP workloads into Azure. What are the different types of extend scenarios? What are the different types of innovation that I would be able to see? And, I can give you some examples of some of the popular types of conversations I'm having with customers right now as a cloud solution architect. If I look at security, number one on the slide, I would actually highlight Microsoft Sentinel integration, into SAP workloads. And the key topics there would be things such as threat monitoring, Azure Active Directory, integrating on-prem. If the customer chooses not to use the on-prem AD, they would like to understand a little bit about the cloud AD, things like that. And then if I look at point number 2, which is really around data and platform, and this for me is, it's kind of close to my heart in terms of the conversations we're having with customers. They would really like to now start leveraging different types of let's call it possibilities, right? Where they want to actually now see what the SAP data looks like by leveraging Azure Synapse. Not just moving the data in there, but also after transformation of the data, what does it look like, right? And then, after they understand what it looks like, can we now visualize this data into, like an on-premise type of application, something like a Power BI. I've worked with customers around looking at this from a POC perspective. Let's see what it looks like and so on. And lastly, if I look at productivity and application platform, a lot of customers are starting to talk to us about Microsoft Teams integration into SAP. And then, can you like make it a bit simpler for me and more interactive? Instead of me logging on to SAP to go and view product information, can I maybe view this information directly from Teams? And the innovative stuff that's happening here is, let's set up a bot so that we can make this integration work more simpler and ask questions around this. And also things such as Power Apps, right? Integration into SAP. For me, yeah, it's all about simplification, understanding how we can automate a sales process or order to cash process. Just a few examples. So these are mind-blowing conversations, and really interesting times. And these are some of the examples of conversations that I am having with customers. How about you, Prasanjit? I mean, how would you see this? I mean, what type of conversations are you having with customers at the moment?
Yeah, I was listening. This is really brilliant. I mean, with the latest technical innovation in terms of our cloud platform or in other places as well, there is a huge opportunity for our customer to extend their SAP landscape, which was never possible before. As you spoke about the security, yes, security was never was the similar priority like now, because with the enhancement of the technology, the attack surface also increased. So you need to also be very careful how you are building your house, right? So you need to also have the right weapon to neutralize the threat. You also need to have some sort of protection so that someone cannot invade in your house. And therefore, in Microsoft Azure, you'd be getting lots of different tool set, which will definitely help you to protect your house or your mansion, whatever you call it. So for example, Defender for Cloud is a extremely important tool that can give you the visibility about your security score. It will help you to also understand that where you need to improve in order to improve your security posture. Similarly, the Active Directory is not just connecting your on-premise and the cloud, but it also connects other cloud vendor. You probably have some footprint in the SAP cloud and you are utilizing some of their SaaS capabilities. How these two different worlds would be connected so that your end user will get a seamless experience while accessing the system. This is all you can do through Microsoft Azure Active Directory. Firewall, it's a great tool that can help you to protect your network security area, and it's also PaaS. So that means you don't need to manage the firewall by yourself. You just utilize the security capabilities out of it. Key Vault is, of course, it's a mind-blowing feature. You don't need to even provide the password. You don't need to remember the password. You can put the secret or the keys in the Key Vault, and then you directly integrate your backend VMs to log in, or even you can provide the application credentials saved into the Key Vault, and yeah, end user do not need to know. So this is a great tools. I'm not going to delve into further details on each of these, but I can't resist myself to discuss about the Sentinel, because recently we have two customers who actually was amazed by seeing how Microsoft has brought up the Microsoft Sentinel for SAP connector. So it is a threat monitoring tool, and it's actually SIEM solution. It's not just a security tool, it's a whole package. So it gives you end-to-end security threat monitoring and anomalous detection capabilities. And this is mainly we have developed SAP connector. So you don't need to do anything. You just connect your SAP system and then you know you are in good hand. Data analytics is one of the most important nowadays because companies are moving towards data-driven organization, because the data which gives you the more visibility about how to run the business, because this is all about. And now in Azure, you will see a lot of data capabilities has been added. With regards to SAP, we came up with the specific connector where this can help you to ingest the data from SAP and also do some massaging with other non-SAP system data to get a meaningful insight. We recently also came up with a change data capture tool, which gives you a broader perspective how to work with the SAP data and how to make meaningful decision through combining SAP and non-SAP data. Similarly, in the productivity, as you said, the Teams integration with SAP is mind-blowing, because not all field worker has the access to SAP, but they probably bring some transaction, suddenly has to go through the SAP landscape. How these two different worlds get connected each other, it's through Team, it's through Office 365, it's through Microsoft Viva Learning, and all those different capabilities that we have added. It has increased the productivity. You don't need to log in to approve your leave for your employee. You just do it from a different interface, which is very accessible to you from your iPad or your mobile. So that's a huge technical transformation.
Explain the story behind this before I show the demo. So yeah, we have Contoso, and Contoso is a company that specializes in sales of computers and accessories. The first thing I would like to show is there is an employee of Contoso. His name is Nestor, and Nestor quickly wants to log into SAP to check a specific product and the pricing of that product. And then another employee of Contoso, Edward, wants to see the same product information, but Edward is more familiar with Excel. So Edward does not want to log on to SAP via the SAP logon. He wants to log on directly in Excel and view this similar product information. So here we will show you things like how you can actually view this information by using OData. And that integration would be between SAP and Microsoft Excel. And then we have another employee of Contoso. His name is Peter. Now, Peter also, is more of a Power Apps type of user, and he does not want to log on to the SAP system. So directly from Power Apps, Peter wants to now change the pricing of that same product. And here we will show you the integration between Power Apps, SAP, and Excel. And then we have Tim. Tim wants to see the same product information directly from Teams, and same situation. Tim is not an SAP user. He wants to just basically daily he uses Teams, so the same information from SAP he wants to see in Teams. And then lastly, we have Nestor. Nestor says, you know what, I'm tired. I need a bit of a break right now. I want to create a leave request, but I want to do it directly from Teams. So really simple, short, straightforward demos. This is what the demo is all about. Let's now jump into the demo environment so we can have a look for ourselves. So
Wonderful.
here
I'm so excited, Nis.
Yes. Have you had similar requests when it comes to these type of questions, like customers asking you simple things like Excel integration into SAP? Yes, you have. Okay.
Exactly. Okay. So customer is asking Teams integration, Excel integration, Power Apps integration, and Office 365 integration. Yes.
Great, excellent. So this will also maybe help you as well, just to kind of give you a little bit more context. And as you've noticed, what I've done was this is the SAP Fiori Launchpad. Very familiar for SAP users. It's basically one area where SAP users can actually go in and access whatever they want to. So I've just launched the SAP Web GUI, which is here. And very briefly, all I want to do is actually, I can go and search for the product information if I want to, or I've already loaded it here as a favorite. So I'll go in there. I'll go in here and search display this. So this is a product of basically it's a notebook, right? And one thing to note here is you can see that for this specific notebook, there is a price allocated, and that's 500 euros. Now, likewise, I can do the same, but maybe I want to use it, maybe I don't want to use the SAP GUI. I want to just use it directly in Fiori. So from Fiori, I see the same product, HD 1000. Okay, and then what do you notice here? The price is quite important. I can see that the price is 500 euros here as well. So that's a very, very simple look as to how you can actually access the information. But obviously, you may say, I mean, there's no integration there. But this is the story. It's a build up to what's going to happen, right? So if we go back to one of the users that mentioned, you know what, I use Excel. I don't want to log on to SAP to go view the same product. So here I have an OData, and this is the OData feed. Okay, I'll copy that OData feed, and I want to now see the same product information in Excel. I open up Excel, and from Excel, I'm able to go in and basically go into the data feed itself. So go to data, and just 1 second, yeah. And I'm able to go and get the OData feed. I'll just copy the OData link in here. So directly via an OData, I'm able to actually view data in SAP. So this shows the integration between SAP and Excel. So I'll load the data in here. In a few seconds, you'll be able to see all the product information. Okay. More specifically, our story is built around this notebook here, which is the HT 1000. Let me scroll to the right, and here you can see the price, which is what I want to highlight. It's still 500 euros. Yeah, you can see that. And that just shows that basically the OData is working nicely, right? So let me just take you back into the demo environment again. Okay, so you've seen that integration. Now, what if I just want to, go and see this directly from Power Apps, right? So I'll go into my Power App platform over here. Very simply, I can go in and search for that notebook. Okay, you're looking at a Canvas app that I've built already. So here's the notebook. Here you notice there's a price of 500. Can you see that, Prasanjit? Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So what I've actually shown you now is that I've actually shown you that I can actually have that price of 500 there. But what if I want to now change this value, and I'm a Power Apps user, like you've seen the demo user doesn't log into SAP, but I want to change it to 900 euros, right? So I'll just save that. And you can see this moving here, which means that it's updating the price of the OData feed itself. And then I'm going back to my Excel, where I'll just go and refresh this. Okay. And I don't know if you've noticed very quickly that changed to 900 now. Yeah. So that's simply showing you the ease and flexibility of Power Apps integration into SAP, and the user just using Power Apps without logging onto SAP. That's very cool, right? So if I go into my next demo, where I simply want to just show you a Teams integration.
Perfect. Okay. Now I see your Fiori screen. Yeah, and the team. Okay. Yes.
Apologies for that. So let's assume that I want to now actually look up some product information, right? So I'm a Microsoft Teams user. I don't want to log into SAP. So the way I've configured this demo environment is that I'm now going to ask information directly to a bot, right? So show me the details of that specific product, which is HD 1000. You can see right now the bot actually comes back and says, this is information of the notebook, and that's the price that we changed to. So what you notice here, it's like immediate response, right? And that's just showing you the ease and flexibility of a simple Teams integration, right? I mean, if I go now and say, maybe next step, I want to actually go in and create a leave request. I'm a bit tired now, as Nestor say, I've worked a lot. I want a vacation. Okay. So directly from Teams, I can now actually start the process of the integration. What's the start day of my leave? So let's just say I want to go next week, Monday. So okay, type in my dates. And what's the end date? I just want 1 day, not that tired. So okay, type in the dates. Easy, quick response. Okay, your request for your vacation has been created in the SAP system. So now it's in the SAP system, right? So which means that basically whoever's been requested on the system to approve the leave will receive it, right? So let me just open up my mail. Sorry, mail is open here already. Just wait a few seconds until we get the mail. Let's refresh this. Yep, you see there's a notification, yeah? Can you see that? To approve the leave?
Yes, I can see.
Yeah, so I will just accept this. And what's really cool about this, right?
No, this is really cool. So you do the action from the email and then it gets reflected in the system.
Yeah, and then you get a notification, right? So leave request has been approved. But what's really, really cool as well, more than that, is if I go into Nestor's calendar, and I can see already that basically on, let's go to the actually right date, the 1st of August. You can see the 1st of August was when the leave was requested. You can see basically it blocks out the calendar that the leave has been approved. So this shows you the direct integration between Microsoft Teams and also reserving the leave directly in Outlook itself, right? Which was really, really cool and very simple to show. So let me just go back, yeah, and just explain what I've done here, right? So in terms of the demos that you've seen, the short speed demos, we've seen that, the easy and simple way to actually go in and look up product information. And this is an SAP user, maybe, and they want to see information directly from the SAP GUI or directly from Fiori. And the focus here is that for users that don't want to log on to SAP, and maybe they don't have an SAP user, Excel user, like Edward. Edward, it was really simple for Edward just to go into Excel and view the information on that specific notebook directly in Excel, and not logging onto SAP. Peter, Power Apps user, wanted to go and change the price directly from Power Apps and not log onto SAP, right? And also view this information in Excel, all via OData. Tim is a traditional Teams, Microsoft Teams user, wanted to see the same product information that SAP provided in Teams directly via a bot, right? Shows a lot of innovation from that perspective. And Nestor wanted to just create a leave request directly from Teams, did not want to log on to SAP. I think the point that we're trying to make here is ease, simplicity, and these are just some of the very short, simple examples of what you can achieve just by providing a little bit of extended innovation. Prasanjit, what are your comments around this?
No, this is wonderful. I see that there are powerful tools available in Azure Cloud, which can make life really, really easier and simpler. And not only that, as an end user, you don't need to always log into the SAP screen. You can access the same SAP data that would be available through either Power Apps or through Excel or other interfaces. So that is really amazing.
Yeah, I think so as well. And, I get quite excited when I talk to customers about these, I call them more opportunities than anything else. It's all, for me, once again, it's all about simplification and how we can make our customers' life more simple. And by using these type of innovations that we provide, I think there's no better way. I really hope that we have the opportunity to talk again about more examples in terms of Extend and Innovate coming up in the future episodes. But for now, Prasanjit, I wish you a nice, relaxed break for the next few days. And all the best to you and all the best to our viewers as well. And look forward to the next episodes. All the best.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Bye.